Thank you, everybody. I've been really stoked about this. I got a new haircut. I like to call this party in the front, business in the back. And I got a new outfit. The jacket was too hot to wear, but I like to call this like mechanic chic, you know? Like, I can fix your oil later, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so this is a new kind of venue for me. In Atlanta, I did a lot of shows at a lesbian bar. And it was kind of like the reverse of a Justin Bieber concert. It was like I was up here, but everyone in the crowd looked like Justin Bieber. So this is really great. Speaking of, I have something I need to tell y'all. I know I have a lot of coworkers here, but I just can't get through this entire set without, coming clean to you guys about, something that I've known about myself since I was a child. I was a horse girl growing up. So for those of you who don't know what a horse girl is, it's like that girl in your class that's like just a little like weirdly obsessed with horses. Like in elementary school and like middle school and like sometimes high school. Horse girls walked so that Taylor Swift could trot, okay? We get a bad rap, but I had the books, I had the t-shirts, I had the condescending looks when people didn't get my friend Flicka references. Like right now. I actually earned my 9th degree black belt in horse girling in 3rd grade when I was banned from writing creative writing stories about horses by my teacher. I just came home one day and my mom was like, "Baby, Miss Kusabab don't want to read any more horse stories, okay?" She said 15 was too many and it's no longer creative. I've moved on to new hobbies though, mostly worked on jokes during quarantine. Luckily I had a lot of time to work on my hobbies and wasted a lot of that time just not working on my hobbies like everybody else. But I did my first virtual comedy show, which sounds cool but was incredibly painful. Everyone was muted, so it was like you would tell a joke and it would just be like, and Gail was signed on from a different room so it wouldn't do that make that noise with 2 people signed on to the same call. And so my love was overcompensating for me, so from the other side of the house I could just hear which was just as alarming and off-putting. It was like silent. But it's really hard being married to such a freaking angel all the time. Like during quarantine, I would do things like try and pick at her, try and start fights. We were bored, right? I would get to the heart of what I knew would hurt her, and I would say things like, "Yo, Gail, British period pieces are garbage." And she'd be like, "Oh, well, we can watch something else that you enjoy." And I'd be like, "Disagree so we can fight." Another hobby I picked up during quarantine was getting married and moving across the country and starting a new job. Anybody try that? The trifecta of quarantine? I think we won quarantine, babe. We're really enjoying Lynchburg. I love that this city's tagline is basically like, if you can get past the name, you'll love it here. We bought a house downtown. It's got a ton of charm, and the neighborhood has a lot of characters in it, including my 4-year-old next door neighbor, Queenie. She's been a little sus of Gail and I since we moved in, trying to figure out like what's our family dynamic. Like, who are Gail and I? What are we doing? So sometimes I'll just walk out of the house and she'll just be sitting on their porch like, where's your little friend at? But one day she was determined, as 4-year-olds can be, to figure out our family dynamic. And she would ask me, is Gail your sister? I was like, no, Gail's not my sister. Is Gail your daughter? Which hurt me. I'm 3 months younger than Gail. Thank you for noticing. And I kept trying to change the subject. I'm like, what about bubbles? What about markers? What about this? And she goes, is Gail your enemy? And I was like, no, okay. Gail is my wife. And her and her cousin both look at each other like, two girls married? And we were like, yeah. And they just sat there for a second and they go, you know what, actually, that's pretty smart. They're like, our cousins smell really bad and are very mean. So that's, 2 girls married is actually pretty smart. So one of our other neighbors is from Alabama. And I know what you're thinking, because I'm also from Alabama, as Caroline told you. You guys are from the state where the wave pool was invented? Yes. Yes, we are. Roll Tide. So our Alabamian neighbors recently got a dog named Remy from a family who only spoke Spanish, and the dog only knows Spanish commands. So the Alabamians have learned the Spanish commands and are trying as hard as they can to instruct this dog who has no idea what they're saying. The other day I was walking to my car to go to work, and all I hear from down the street is, Remy! Aki! Remy walks past me and is just like, please don't tell them. Just ends up meaning nothing in both languages. But it's like oddly soothing to me as a person who grew up Puerto Rican in rural Alabama. I think that hearing that is the way that most people hear like rain noises. Brings a whole new meaning to the term white noise. It's nostalgic, it's calming, it feels good. But yeah, growing up a Puerto Rican in Alabama was a total mind F, because there's kids here. I had 6 uncles that looked like George Lopez but sounded like Larry the Cable Guy. Growing up, the only organic thing in our house was natural light. We were kind of poor, but we were like super fun. We didn't have money for things like allergies, but we were fun. When you grow up like I did, when you watch shows like Chopped, you're just not that impressed. It's like, oh, classically trained chef has $10,000 worth of ingredients and an hour to make something good. And it's like, bitch. We've been playing involuntary Chopped at my parents' house for years. Our announcer would be like, the contestants' baskets include pork rinds, Mountain Dew, and a broken extension cord. That will be interesting. So, I'm not gonna tell the Catholic Church what to do. But I feel like they need to upgrade and update their patron saints of things to 2021. So for those who don't know, patron saints are like the Pokemon of the Catholic Church. They all have different meanings and different things that they do. If your animal's sick, you say something like, please watch over me and my animal, St. Francis of Assisi. And then there's one that you pray to when you lose your keys or your virginity, or one of the two. I can't remember which one, but There's more, or at least, yeah. Anyway, like I said, it could use some updating for 2021. Like, have you ever prayed harder than when you genuinely thought you might piss your pants in traffic? Right? Dear St. Brittany of a pee-pee, maybe?